think plant-based eating means surviving on lettuce and giving up everything you love. Think again. What if I told you that you could transition to plant-based eating while still enjoying delicious, satisfying meals that don't require a culinary degree to prepare? Welcome to the No Judgment Zone. Hi everyone, and welcome back to KB Bluetree, where we make healthy living accessible for real people with real lives. I'm your host, and today we're diving into plant-based eating for complete beginners. This isn't about perfection, it's not about labels, and it's definitely not about judgment. Whether you're curious about plant-based eating for health reasons, environmental concerns, or you simply want to feel better in your own body, this video is for you. We're going to break down everything you need to know to get started, without the overwhelm or the all-or-nothing mentality that stops most people before they even begin. I've been helping people transition to plant-based eating for years here at KB Bluetree. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap that you can start implementing today, regardless of your current eating habits or cooking skills. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's explore how plant-based eating can transform your health and energy levels in ways you never imagined possible. Problem. Here's what typically happens when someone decides they want to try plant-based eating. They wake up Monday morning full of motivation, throw out half their pantry, and declare they're going full plant-based, starting immediately. By Wednesday, they're hungry, confused, and reaching for their old comfort foods. Sound familiar? This all-or-nothing approach is why 90% of people who try plant-based eating give up within the first month. They think it has to be perfect from day one, and when they inevitably have a slice of pizza or a piece of chicken, they feel like they've failed completely. The biggest misconception about plant-based eating is that it's restrictive and boring. People imagine endless salads, expensive specialty ingredients they can't pronounce, and spending hours in the kitchen preparing complicated meals. This couldn't be further from the truth. But these myths keep people stuck in eating patterns that aren't serving their health. Then there's the social pressure and judgment, both from others and from yourself. You're worried about what to eat at restaurants, how to handle family gatherings, or whether your friends will think you're being difficult or preachy. This fear of social situations often prevents people from even trying. Many people also struggle with the practical aspects. They don't know how to meal plan, what to buy at the grocery store, or how to get enough protein without meat. They're overwhelmed by conflicting information online and don't know who to trust or where to start. At KB Bluetree, we've surveyed hundreds of people who wanted to try plant-based eating, and 78% said their biggest barrier was not knowing how to make it work with their busy lifestyle. They assumed it required massive time investment and complete upheaval of their current routine. You end up feeling deprived, tired, and convinced that plant-based eating just isn't for you, when really, you just needed better guidance and a more gradual approach. This cycle of starting and stopping creates a negative association with healthy eating in general. People begin to believe they lack willpower or that healthy eating is just too hard, when the truth is, they were using an approach that was destined to fail from the beginning. Solutions. Let's start with the most important mindset shift. Plant-based eating is about addition, not subtraction. Instead of focusing on what you're removing from your diet, focus on all the amazing foods you're adding. Think colorful vegetables, hearty grains, protein-rich legumes, and satisfying plant-based meals. Here's my proven three-phase approach that I've used successfully with thousands of KB Bluetree community members. Phase 1 is exploration. Spend 2 weeks simply adding one plant-based meal per day to your current routine. Don't remove anything yet, just add. Start with breakfast because it's usually the easiest meal to modify. I'd try oatmeal with berries and nuts, smoothies with spinach and fruit, or avocado toast with hemp seeds. These are simple, familiar foods that require minimal preparation but pack serious nutritional value. Phase 2 is substitution, and this happens in weeks 3 through 6. Now you're going to start replacing some of your usual meals with plant-based versions. Try black bean tacos instead of ground beef, lentil soup instead of chicken soup, or veggie stir-fry instead of your usual protein and vegetable combination. The key here is finding plant-based versions of foods you already love. If you love pasta, try it with marinara sauce loaded with vegetables and white beans. If you're a sandwich person, experiment with hummus, avocado, and roasted vegetable combinations. Phase 3 is integration, which happens after week 6, when plant-based eating becomes your natural default. You're no longer thinking about it as a special diet. it's just how you eat. You still have flexibility for social situations and special occasions without guilt or stress. Let's talk protein because this is everyone's biggest concern. Legumes like beans, lentils, and chickpeas are protein powerhouses. Quinoa, hemp seeds, and nuts provide complete proteins. A cup of cooked lentils has 18 grams of protein. That's more than many meat servings. Cook a big pot of quinoa, roast a variety of vegetables, and prepare some beans or lentils. Throughout the week, you can mix and match these components for quick, satisfying meals. Don't overthink the grocery shopping. Start with simple, whole foods you recognize. Apples, carrots, spinach, brown rice, black beans, oats. These aren't exotic ingredients. They're affordable, available everywhere, and form the foundation of countless delicious meals. For dining out, almost every restaurant has plant-based options once you know how to look. Italian places have pasta with marinara, Mexican restaurants have bean burritos, Asian cuisine often features tofu and vegetable dishes. You don't need to be difficult or high maintenance. Success story. Let me tell you about Scott T, a KB Blue Tree community member who completely transformed his relationship with food and his health through our gradual plant-based approach. When Scott first joined us, he was a self-described meat and potatoes guy who thought vegetables were just something that came on the side of his steak. Scott was dealing with high cholesterol, low energy, and digestive issues that his doctor said were likely related to his diet. But nothing stuck because they felt too extreme and unsustainable for his lifestyle as a busy father of two. What made Scott different was his willingness to start small and trust the process. He began with our Phase 1 approach, simply adding a green smoothie to his morning routine while keeping everything else exactly the same. He was skeptical, but the smoothie was actually delicious and kept him full until lunch. By week 3, Scott was naturally choosing plant-based lunches because he felt so much better after eating them. He discovered that lentil soup gave him steady energy all afternoon. While his usual deli sandwich left him crashing by 3 p.m., he wasn't forcing anything. He was just paying attention to how different foods made him feel. Within 3 months, Scott had naturally transitioned to eating plant-based about 80% of the time. His cholesterol dropped 40 points, his energy was stable throughout the day, and his digestive issues completely resolved. His doctor was amazed by the changes in his blood work. But here's what Scott told us was the most surprising part. He wasn't feeling deprived or restricted at all. He'd discovered flavors and foods he never knew he enjoyed, and his family was eating more vegetables too because Scott was bringing home interesting plant-based meals to share. Scott now says that learning to eat plant-based gradually was one of the best decisions he ever made for his health. And he wishes he'd started years earlier instead of being intimidated by the idea. Call to action: your plant-based journey starts today with one simple action. I want you to commit to adding just one plant-based meal to your routine this week. Not replacing anything, not overhauling your entire diet, just adding one nourishing plant-based meal. Choose the meal that feels easiest for you to modify. If you're not a breakfast person, try a hearty lentil soup for lunch. If you love smoothies, blend up some spinach with your favorite fruits tomorrow morning. Start where it feels most natural and comfortable. Remember, this is the no judgment zone. There's no perfect way to do this, and there's no timeline you have to follow. Some people transition quickly, others take months or even years. Both approaches are completely valid as long as you're moving in a direction that supports your health and well-being. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to KB Blue Tree for more insightful content that makes healthy living accessible and sustainable. We're here to support you every step of the way, without judgment and with plenty of practical guidance. In the comments below, tell me what plant-based meal you're going to try this week. I love hearing about your experiments and discoveries. Our community is incredibly supportive of everyone's journey, no matter where you're starting from. Your health is worth investing in, and plant-based eating is one of the most powerful tools you have for creating the energy and vitality you deserve. Take that first small step today, and I'll see you in the next KB Blue Tree video. We hope to see you in our next video where we discuss another health and wellness topic. Until next time, have a wonderful day.